Hi everyone. I'm on my computer today because even though I've been trying to use my little iTouch YouTube capture, it's been like messing with the stability of the videos and it's kind of hard to hold, and I just felt like even though my computer makes a weird sound in the background, that it was probably a better trade-off than the wiggly wobbly video. So anyway, if you hear that sound, I do apologize. I'm working on getting a better microphone, but for now, this is what I have. The first poem I'm going to read to you today is a personal poem titled Artistic Integrity. I bleed for who I am, fight daily for my artistry, constantly defend my beliefs. It takes courage to stand before the world, to present myself as is, no exceptions. Not many accept it. But who am I to say I'm misunderstood? Who am I to care if others perceive me in the correct lighting? I won't apologize for it. I won't change for anyone. If anything, I'll only continue to shed this skin until I'm fully myself. The world views me as it often views a painting, with one eye covered. Who am I to say they're wrong? Perhaps I'm wrong. I am, after all, just the insignificant writer, spending the night with words, rumpling the sheets with sentences, and picking my clothes up off poetry's floor. Who am I, after that, to demand the world's attention? I'm just another artist, living with the illusion that what I write holds meaning. But who are they to say otherwise? So I wrote that poem when I was 17, so a few years ago. And obviously it's very straightforward. It's a very don't fuck with me kind of poem. But at the same time, I also feel like I was in that place where I wanted to share my art and my work, and I had a lot of negative response, and after a while I kind of was just like, never mind, forget it, I'm not gonna share my art with anyone, it doesn't matter. But I wasn't happy with that, and so I kind of toughened my skin and took people's criticisms for what they were and tried to explain my poems, tried to explain my stories and get people to see the symbolism or what I meant by what I said. And that's kind of where this poem stemmed from, because I felt like that was a daily fight for my art and for being an artist. And it does take courage. I'm not the most courageous person, but I do think that that's something that if anyone has ever had to defend a piece of art or explain a piece of art, I mean, that takes courage. You have to really kind of toughen yourself and stand a little taller. And I think the term artistic integrity is kind of silly, because every artist has artistic integrity, and it doesn't matter if you think that someone's painting is something silly, or if someone thinks that Picasso is the best painter in the whole world, because in their own way, each artist is a great artist. Writing, painting, singing, they took the time to make something, and that in and of themselves, that in and of itself gives them integrity. And still at the end of the day, they're probably going to feel that negativity if people have any towards their art or towards them. And I think all writers are a little bit, especially writers, are a little bit insecure, and that's where kind of that last half of the poem comes from. I am, after all, just the insignificant writer. That line is something that I still struggle with. And you know, I think a lot of people struggle with it. So that's kind of what this poem is about, just acknowledging that experience of being an artist, of feeling insignificant, of feeling like you have to fight for or defend anything that you create. And that's, I think, part of why this poem is so straightforward, not just because of the age that I wrote it at. So yeah, that's artistic integrity. Before I read my poem by another poet, I did want to share that I did recently win a writing contest, so I will have my first short story published in something that is not like a high school publication, and I will share more information about that underneath this video in the little description box, and when I know more about when it's coming out, I will announce that here. So today, June 21st, is Summer Solstice, and I couldn't find a poem that I liked or by a poet that I really enjoyed about summer, and so I am doing the ever cliche William Shakespeare Sonnet 18 because it talks about summer, and because, you know, some of us are going to continue on with the love that we have through the summer, or maybe some of us are going to find summer love, and this is a love sonnet because it's Shakespeare. So yeah, Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou own'st, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou grow'st. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So yeah, like I said before, it's kind of a love poem for summer, and I like sonnets in general just because the structure of them is so interesting to me. It's very academic. I've never written a sonnet, so I don't understand it necessarily from like a hands-on perspective, but I do like kind of the rhyme and rhythm of sonnets, and this one in particular is one of the first sonnets I ever found and remember really falling in love with when I was like 13 or 14, and really recognizing it as a sonnet. And I've just always loved it. I don't have like a deep connection to it, but it's just kind of a nice, sweet poem, and I thought it would be a good one to share for the beginning of summer. So I think that wraps up everything for this video. I will post again soon, and enjoy your weekend.